Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized Guardians of Rebirth. And I just wanted to start on this screen because I love it so much. I love this so much. I can't get over it. I can't. I mean, oh my god. And I'm sorry, Van Helsing, look at that gorgeous face when he's like the smile and he looks happy. Oh my god. I can't handle it. I think I just want to like leave this on and like sit on my couch and just like read a book or something and I just want to stare at it. I literally went out and found this CG online and downloaded it on my phone. So like when I'm like pissed off at work, I'm going to be like, hold on. This makes me feel better. Anyway. We were in the CG screen, so we're going to go back and do our continue. We'll go on this one. Yes. Okay. Here we go. And we were in chapter 8, which is the last shared chapter. And I was thinking about this after the last part. So technically it was last night for me. It was yesterday for you too. So not the same day, obviously. But anyway, so I was thinking and I realized, wait a minute. Okay, so we had the whole fighting thing. Like in one of the earlier chapters, we had like the whole like Lupin on the train. That was his thing. Like the train thing was like the Lupin thing, and that's where we got the second CG. I should have showed you when we were in that screen. But there is like you have the first one, and that's when you first meet the guys, and then the second one is usually like that kind of thing with them. So like Lupin's was on the train when he rescued us from the train, right? And then we had the one with Victor when he confronted the Queen. And we had the one with Impey was actually when we were building the airship from the last chapter. And we had the Van Helsing one when he was going after Delacroix. But we haven't had a single one of those instances with the Count. So I have a feeling that this chapter is going to be all about the Count and we're going to get that second CG. So there's going to be more Count focus in this. So I'm kind of excited by that. So anyway, that's my theory. So anyway, I hear birds chirping through the window. I know I'm dreaming. This awful dream. I can only remember when I'm in the dream. Awful dream that you can hear birds chirping? That's amazing. In the brief moment before I fall into deep sleep, I feel traces of distant memory. What good would knowing the truth do? Why did I ever decide to pursue the truth? No. What were those things? I wish I'd never found out. I wish I could remain oblivious. You must never know love. I hear voices. My beloved daughter. They call out, talking over one another, eating away at my thoughts. My arm! My arm! It should have been you who died instead of Mama! The embodiment of evil! Voices. You will lead the people from God's cradle. I'm drowning in them. I can't breathe. To the expansive world of knowledge. The world crumbles away from me, and all I see is pitch black darkness. Then silence. Only in this dream am I able to pick up pieces of my memory from my subconscious. Then I regret picking these pieces up. I always, always regret it. I end each dream by praying, when I wake up tomorrow, please let me forget everything I've learned. I see a familiar scene. I'm lying in bed in the mansion. I feel like I've been dreaming, but I can't remember what it was. It just feels like there's a gritty residue in the depths of my heart that we don't have. I put my hand up to block the moonlight. My hand, wrapped in a glove, even when I sleep, feels so heavy for some reason. The next day, we're going to the location where Father is said to have been performing research to create the horologium. Luckily for us, the collection of Father's work we obtained at the Black Gathering had information on the research facility. What's this? God, he's beautiful in black and white too. So is he. They're all fine. Did you find something? Yes, it's about the facility Isaac was using. We're in luck. With this, we can go directly there. Oh, well, well. All the trouble you went through to win that certainly seems worth it. Using the documents, we were able to determine the location of the laboratory. Father's secrets, my memory, things we had no clue about until now. Soon we'll have answers to so many questions. I should be happy. We might even find information leading us to finding how to fix this poison problem. But why? A feeling of dread, as thick and sticky as mud, slowly fills my chest. This feeling has been keeping me from sleeping, and that night I aimlessly head to the garden instead of going to bed. The sky above is bright with stars, and a soft night breeze brushes my cheek. The night is so peaceful, and yet my heart is so restless. Oh, I wonder who's talking to us. That's quite a dark expression you have there. I have no idea who it is, so. Ah, I should have guessed! I was really wondering if we were going to run into the Count because this is the Count's chapter. I'm sure of it. I'm sure there's going to be something about him. You know what I mean? It's going to be like mostly him. So I'm really not shocked. But I was really wondering if it would be Victor, based on like we might be on his path, but I guessing, well, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I look up to find Saint Germain standing nearby with his usual graceful, soft smile. Did I look that sad? Yes, quite. It was like you were the protagonist of a tragedy, mourning the end of the world. It was that bad. At least, it seemed that way to me. Is something bothering you? You can tell me what's on your mind, if you don't mind sharing with this old man. Old man! What are you, like 20? I'm just gonna pretend we're at least like 18, so he's like, what, 25 maybe? Come on. Otherwise, that's just creepy. Saint Germain's voice is kind, and he takes a seat next to me. Nothing's bothering me. I was just thinking tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow we'll know everything. And for some reason, that's making my heart ache. This inexplicable pressure in my chest is making me anxious. I hug my arms tight around myself without realizing what I'm doing. Tomorrow, you're right. We will be heading for the secret laboratory of the infamous Isaac Beckford. There's no telling what's waiting for us there. Like, he looks like he's got green eyes. You can't tell because he's so squinty. He needs to open them a little bit more. Yes, the place where Father was. What meaning does a place like that hold for me? I feel happiness and anticipation, but mixed in with these emotions is a tiny bit of fear. The fear of knowing. The fear of discovering something. I understand why you would be nervous, but Miss Spacey, perhaps you could think of it this way. We might find something. Then again, we might not. We may learn the whole truth or find nothing at all. Will this place hold any useful information? We might go there just to discover the place is filled with junk. What are you saying? That worrying about it isn't going to change anything. That's all. Nobody knows if we'll ultimately learn how to rid your body of that poison or discover the past you've lost. But there's no reason for you to be scared. You won't be going there alone. I'm not alone. That's right. Don't you have several friends whom you can rely on and trust? Strangely, Saint Germain's words give my heart some energy. Friends. And secret lovers. That's what they're going to be at some point. Anyway, are you going to come too? If you wish. Myself, you, Lupin, Van Helsing, Victor, and Impey. I think I like all of you. I would like to see what answers you arrive at with my own eyes. You think you like us? I mean, you're talking about your own feelings, but you think? Ah, I see. Yes, that may have been a poor choice of words. I often have difficulty determining what my own emotions are. Affection, admiration, well, how can I explain it? It really is strange. I'm trying to talk about myself, but I can't even tell how I'm feeling. For a moment, Saint Germain looks sad as he says this. I shake my head gently. No, it's fine. I understand how you feel, a little bit. Sometimes I can't tell how I'm feeling either. It's very comforting to know that, Miss Spacey. The calm sky is vast and silent. The sounds of the night are cold and lonely. They make me look down again. I guess what I mean to say is, it's not that easy to switch gears. Yeah. My body harbors a poison that makes everything I touch rot. 2 years ago, when I first woke up, it should have been you who died instead of Mama! Was I finished? Monster. What's the matter? What is this monster you speak of? Back before I met all of you, when I was alone in the mansion, that's what I was called. That's why I can't rid myself of this dread. Everything about me will be revealed. Could that mean that I'll be proven to be some kind of bizarre monster? When I think of this, it makes me afraid of tomorrow. I'm afraid to find out too much. I see. A monster. Saint Germain suddenly narrows his eyes. How? He'd close them if he narrowed them anymore. And stares at me. If it's all right with you, would you mind telling me about it? Why you were called a monster? Why? I feel the time is nearing when we will have to ascertain the truth. Ascertain? Yes, everything is likely to change tomorrow. We will be heading down a path to the truth. And that will surely change the relationships between us. Before that happens, Miss Spacey, I would like to know more about you. Saint Germain says this so sincerely. It's as if he knows what's going to happen tomorrow. I want to hear it from your mouth, in your voice, and in your words. Tell me about you, your life. My voice is faint, as if every word is barely being squeezed out. This is the story of a girl. How the girl who rots and melts everything she touched. How the girl who became known as a monster. Ah, that makes more sense. I was like, that doesn't make sense. This takes place 2 years ago. The mansion in Wales. That's where I wake up. I have no memory from before this, but for some reason I understand that this is my home. No one lives in the mansion aside from me. There's a letter in one of the rooms. I'll be sure to go to meet you. Be good to my back, dear my most precious girl. That makes no. It's a letter from Father. My dear, dear Father. My loving Father, who is the only thing that remains of my lost memories. When I read the letter, it's almost as if I can hear his voice. Spacey, my beloved daughter, if you are reading this, then you have awakened from your long sleep. I hope you can forgive me for leaving you alone. There is something I must do. I want you to remain in this mansion and wait for my return. You must not leave this mansion. You need to stay here. The outside world is filled with danger and sadness. I don't want you to know such things. I promise I will come back for you. Please stay in this mansion, my dear girl, who I love most in all the world. He promised me in that letter. I never doubt it. It isn't an emotional decision. I merely accept it as truth. Thinking back, the way I felt and thought about the world, my feelings were so much dimmer back then. For a while, I spent my days alone in the mansion. I have everything I need, but one day I hear voices, playful voices from children who live outside the mansion. They say that the mansion is haunted and that they're going to have an adventure and explore it. Children sound like they're having so much fun. I have the urge to see them, and I make the mistake of going outside. Oh! I just went out for a peek, but one of the children catches sight of me and they all run off. I notice that one of the children has dropped a doll. Oh, wait! I run after the children. I want to tell them about the doll, and I probably want to hear more. or of their voices. I chase after the children out of the forest and onto a wide country road. There are few people here, and they look at me in surprise. One of the children pokes his head out from behind an adult and says that I came out of the haunted mansion. I work up the courage to speak to them, but the monster. Ah! I feel a sudden jolt of pain and realize that someone had hit me with a rock. It takes me a while to comprehend why they would do such a thing. I see they're all staring at something, and I follow their gaze to find the answer. My feet. I was too caught up in chasing after the children, and I hadn't noticed when I'd lost a shoe and tripping over a tree root. I felt no pain and didn't think I needed it. Now I knew why I should have gone back. Rocks, grass, flowers, everything I'd stepped on had been turned into a dark, mud-like mush by my poison. She's a monster, the embodiment of evil. The drought's her fault. Monster. They continue to shout at me with a terrifying gleam in their eyes. Grab her! Take her to the priest! One man reaches for my face, his face twisted with rage. Then with a scream and a flash of blood-scented steam, his skin burns and begins to melt away. Alarmed, I start to run back the way I came. I run with all my might. I must have run for half a day. But no matter how far I go, plants in my path all die. So it's completely obvious which way I've gone. I run in a direction different from the way back to the mansion. I didn't have any plan in mind and was simply running as hard as I could when... Whoa! I see a woman. It looks like she's picking medicinal herbs in the forest. Oh, you surprised me. Where did you come from? I haven't seen you around here before. As she speaks, the plants around me continue to wither. I sense that she's noticing it and try to flee once more. Well, wait a moment. Your foot is bleeding. Huh? Stay away! I stopped her just in time, before she could reach for my bare foot. I recall what happened to the man earlier and glare at the woman, hoping to threaten her into leaving me alone. Even as I stand there, the ground beneath me gives off faint steam as it continues to rot from my poison. I slowly back away, sliding my feet along the ground. I don't turn and run because I feel that I shouldn't let her out of my sight. Wait! However, the woman in front of me doesn't show any indication of chasing me. Instead, she quietly calls out to me. You're in trouble, aren't you? I can keep you safe. Come with me to my home. Why? It's simple. You're being chased by someone. I can't turn a blind eye to that. My name is Elaine. I live out here in the forest picking herbs. Elaine, a kind woman who sheltered and cared for the protagonist when she escaped from her mansion. She has a home in the forest and makes a living picking medicinal herbs. And oh my god, we're gonna kill this poor woman, aren't we? I can't. All right, let's go across the rocks. You'll be found in no time if you leave a trail of dead grass. But you want to get away, don't you? Let me help you. Elaine lived with a small child named Eddie in a small cabin in the woods. Eddie, Elaine's only daughter. Like her mother, she is energetic and has an outgoing personality. She made a living using the medicine from the surrounding area and selling it. I decided to help her as much as I can, as a show of thanks for helping me. In the beginning, it's difficult to get by because I had lost my shoe, but Elaine found it for me in the forest. My first plan is to return to the mansion once the villagers have given up on chasing me. But one day, the local clergyman came to Elaine's home.
Excuse me, have you seen a young girl pass by here recently?
Aside from my daughter, I haven't seen any young girls.
I see. If you do see her, please let me know. The creature is not human. It is an accursed monster.
Monster. I remember the feeling of the stone hitting me, and even in my hiding spot I flinch.
The monster caught us off guard by taking the form of a young girl and delivered a grave injury against a pious believer. The drought continues and the people are only getting worse off. The recent plague is likely the work of this beast as well. It's all this monster's fault. If we can destroy it, surely everything will be set right again. This must be a test from God. We must work up our courage and defeat it.
A test from God, you say?
Yes, the monster will try to get you to trust it through nefarious means. I urge you to be careful and have faith. Those who open their hearts to the cursed monster will become cursed themselves. Well, yeah, that's really a good thing for religious people to say. Like, Jesus.
With that, the man who called himself a clergyman leaves. You can come out now. Eddie and I quietly come out of the shadows. Those people are scary. I know. You don't need to worry about it. There's been a drought recently. We're all having trouble getting enough food. Now there's some epidemic going around. Everyone wishes there was some simple thing to be blamed for all the recent misfortunes, but this isn't your fault. I am. There's no need for you to tremble like that. You just stay right here. But isn't that going to cause problems for you? You help me take care of Eddie, don't you? You also help me make the medicine. You can stay here as long as you wish.
Oh my god, we're gonna accidentally kill her. Oh. Or she's gonna get the plague and die, and that's what Eddie was talking about.
That's right, stay here with us. I'm so happy they've accepted me. It's the first time someone has ever looked out for me, protected me, since I woke up. I love seeing the expression on Elaine's face when she puts Eddie to sleep. Hearing her sing a lullaby stirs something like an emotion in my heart. My promise to Father is still important to me, of course, but I'm sorry, Father. I can't go back to the mansion now. I have to stay with these people. If I leave, I'll be captured. That's what I tell myself. Staying with them made me happy. Another month passes by.
How is she not burning? Like,
They're burning the mansion? Jesus. I mean, how is she, like, not burning through I mean, like, obviously, like, Elaine found her clothes, but, like, remember she burns through pillows, so, I mean, whatever.
just as I'd thought, the monster's lair is poorly constructed. It burns well.
Our home? Mama, I'm scared. It's all right. It's all right. All of you, what's the meaning of this? Elaine shouts at the men who surrounded us. They had found me.
I warned you before. Those who become corrupted by the monster's influence become monsters themselves. God has no mercy for you. Neither will we, his disciples. Jesus, your God is like a dick weasel. Jeez. You monster, show yourself!
They released the hunting dogs they had brought, and they bound forward, snarling. Elaine and Eddie quiver in fear as the sharp fangs grow closer. I quickly step forward to protect them. Stop! Go away! The dog's teeth close over my flesh. However... Well, what's happening to the dogs? She's melted their heads! I mean, that's awful. She's truly a monster! She's behind everything that's happened to us! The drought, the starvation, all of it! You figure villagers have to be men and women, right? How could you? How could you ruin all the wheat that we've worked so hard to grow? It's my fault? Is it because I'm a monster?
Of course, you fiend! You'll pay for this with your life!
Someone hits me with a thrown stone, but the words they throw at me hurt me even more. You were sent by the devil! Someone else throws another rock, but instead of hitting me, it hits Elaine's face as she steps forward. Elaine! You need to stop this! She doesn't even bother to wipe the blood streaming from her brow as she continues. Have you lost your minds? Calling this young girl a monster? Throwing stones at her and accusing her? Yes, she's different. She has a strange power the rest of us don't have. So, what's the matter with that? How could she be a monster? If she truly was a creature of evil, she would have killed you all on the spot. Do you honestly believe that this kind of girl is a monster that caused all the misfortune you people have suffered? The villagers seem to be taken aback by Elaine's harsh questions, and a bit unsure of themselves.
Fine. This is how we will handle you. You will be imprisoned in a cave for 13 days. The monster will be sure to show its true form during that time and kill you. If she doesn't, we will admit our mistake and promise to accept this monster into our community. However, if we discover that it has killed you, we will kill the monster as well.
Fine, but not my daughter. Just me.
Very well.
Although Eddie protests, she's told to go to a nearby village to stay with relatives, and we promise we'll come back for her. She's gonna die in that cave. It's 2 fucking weeks. After that, Elaine and I are imprisoned in a dark cave. The cramped, damp cave is strangely cold, and being inside unsettles me. Look at their little dolls. That's so cute. Oh, they're adorable. Oh my god, I want a little doll. I want them. I want little dolls of all of them. All the characters, all of them. I'm sorry, Elaine. This is all my fault. It's fine. You've done nothing wrong, and these folks probably aren't bad people. When we need to place blame on something, it's because the world isn't working the way we would like it to. It's only 13 days. We have food and water, too. If we stretch it, we'll get through this, right? Elaine tries to lift my spirits. She's probably worried about Eddie, but she doesn't show any signs of it. I feel bad, but in a way, it makes me happy to have someone care about me this much. Elaine told me many things about her life. The secrets of collecting herbs and how to make traditional medicines with them, how to prepare tasty meals. When she first met her lover, her marriage, Eddie's birth, death of her husband, meeting me. As she tells me all this, her words flow on and on, as if she's looking back on her entire life in order to tell me about her. She talks all morning, noon, and night, though it's hard to tell the time in the constant darkness of the cave. 13 days seems like a vast, never-ending span of time. However, time keeps moving, whether we wanted to or not. It was time that ate away at Elaine's body. What's the matter, Elaine? It's nothing. Her voice sounds strained. She speaks less and less, and her coughing fits her more often. Could it be? The reason was obvious. The poison within me is powerful enough to kill grass and flowers around me just by standing on them. Elaine has been trapped in an enclosed space with me for days and days. Her body is gradually withering away because of the poison building up in the air. Elaine, it's my poison that's doing this to you. It's fine. It's not the poison. It's my own illness. It has to be. It can't be. She was so full of life until we were sealed in this cave together. The woman in front of me almost looks like an entirely different person. Can you just take off your gloves and melt the fucking rock? Like, you're going to be trapped in the game, melt it, and then run away, and then you can go back to your man, and then Elaine can be fine and be like, oh, look, the demon went away. Let's just stay put, all right? When they let us out, I'm going to laugh and tell them nothing happened. I'm moved by her frail smile. Is this how she's going to die? I feel the fear spreading within my heart. I raise my voice and begin to pound against the large stone blocking the exit. Let us out! Let us out of here! It's Elaine! She's going to die! But nothing changes. It's a very large rock. Perhaps they can't even hear my voice. I quickly take my gloves off and press my bare hands against the stone. Oh my god, see, they think of everything! My poison destroys everything. I should be able to melt through this rock and get outside. I press my hands harder and harder, scraping away the melting stone, slowly gouging a way through the barrier. Hang in there, Elaine. I'm gonna save you, I promise. That's the worst wheeze ever. She sounds so weak. I want to help, but I can't approach her because the very thing killing her is coming from my own body. The darkness seems much thicker and more overpowering than when we were first imprisoned in the cave. Her breathing becomes ragged and sounds unbelievably frail. I'm not going to make it in time. When the thought hits me, I feel faint. I lean on the wall and slide to the floor. Elaine, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. Don't cry, Spacey. It'll all be over soon. Just hang in there a little longer. The rock might still break. I'm fine. But there's no way to save her. I'm not going to make it. She's going to die, and it's all because of me. It's all right. We'll all leave here and live happily together like before. You, me, and Eddie. Elaine! I stand up and place my hands on the rock again. The stone slowly crumbles away. Too slowly. I don't know how much time passes. Elaine is barely breathing. Please, I want to ask a favor of you. I don't want to hear it. I know just from her tone of voice that she's going to force me to accept the worst possible outcome. where our home burned down, there's a storage room in the basement. There's a notebook there. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me. My hands are shaking and I can't scrape away the rock very well. It's an important book on the study of herbs that my mother passed down to me. I slam my hands against the rock in hatred. Why? Why won't it crumble faster? Right now, behind me, someone important to me is dying, and I'm the killer. Make sure Eddie gets it, will you? With that, she'll probably be able to live on her own. The rock isn't melting fast enough. I've been punching the rock over and over, and my fist is covered in my own blood. Faster! Faster, 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 faster! I wish so hard, but the rock continues melting ever so slowly, as if to mock me. Ben, please just break through already. I put my entire body into the next punch, and suddenly, light pours in. A blinding white world. I can tell that the dirty, contaminated air is leaving through the hole. Elaine, look! There's light! Elaine, finally! Oh god, she's already dead. Elaine? I turn around. Elaine is smiling, her eyes closed, looking as if she's asleep. Elaine, why won't you wake up? My eyes fill with tears. Wake up! Wake up, Elaine! She died because of my poison. She died because I am a monster. If only she hadn't accepted me, she could have lived so much longer in that house with Eddie. After that, I escape from the cave and head off to grant Elaine's final wish. I get the book and go to the village that Eddie has gone to. I wait until she's completely alone before I approach her. I tell her everything that happened. Eddie takes the book and responds in a cold tone that I've never heard from her before. You monster. It should have been you died instead of Mama. I don't remember much after that. When I woke up, I was back at the mansion. I'll never leave this place again, or allow myself to get involved with anyone else. Oh, and here we are, in love with these 5. I will kill off my emotions and live an empty, harmless life, like a doll. Because a monster needs to live alone. That's why... That's it. I finish my story and glance over at Saint Germain. He seems to have been listening intently, without looking away even once. I don't know, he seems to be looking at us shiftedly, like he doesn't believe us with those squinty eyes. It's always hard to tell what Saint Germain is thinking, and now is no exception. I wonder what thoughts are going on behind that sculpture-like face at this moment. That's too much suffering for anyone to carry in their past. I'm not the one who suffers. I'm the one who makes others suffer. I wonder if I really am a monster, and whether I deserve to live. Miss Spacey, don't say any more. But I'm the one who killed Elaine, because I'm a monster. And he was right. If only I died instead. Miss Spacey. Saint Germain's gentle yet firm voice halts my outpouring of words. Both Miss Elaine and Miss Eddie suffered immensely. I'm not going to deny that. But you did too, didn't you? You carry the mistakes of your past around with you, thinking them crimes, and suffer now. I'm not suffering. I'm the only one who didn't lose anything. I'm being selfish and trying to become happy. Happy, you say. He thinks for a moment, then smiles his usual smile. That's the most severe punishment there is in the world. What? Why would being happy be a punishment? Objectively, perhaps seeking happiness is not a crime. But people will be people. Your own regrets never truly disappear, but slumber on in the depths of your heart forever and ever. No matter how much you try to tell yourself it couldn't be helped, you did the best you could in the situation. The vivid memories of those moments will follow you around forever, for as long as you live upon this earth. Here is what I think. Hell exists within ourselves, personal hells that no one else can set foot within. I pray that one day you will be able to escape the hell you bear.
You wouldn't understand!
Thank you. Even then, the feeling that I deserve to suffer doesn't go away. But a little bit, just a little bit, I feel like I've been saved. Just knowing that there's someone who understands. Oh, it's not my neck. Sorry. Thank you, Saint Germain. I'm the one who must thank you. I'm glad that you shared the whole truth with me without disguising it. The next day, we make our way to the location. Unfortunately, it's pouring rain now. This is the only clue we found so far. Location of Father's secret lab.
Oh man, just our luck. It's raining cats and dogs out there.
Spacey, would you like my coat? No, thank you. I'm fine. Don't worry.
It would also burn through. We appear to be in an abandoned graveyard some ways out from central London.
Seems like no one has set foot here in years. Lupin, Van Helsing, Impey, Victor, and the Count have investigated this place together to search for Father's laboratory.
A laboratory under a graveyard?
Isaac sure had a morbid idea.
Are you really sure there's an underground facility at a place like this? Yeah, I mean, seriously, gross.
Yes, it should be here. These graves have been here for a long time. Since the 14th century, in fact. At the time, the Black Plague had broken out all across Europe. Black Death, a bubonic plague epidemic that ran wild throughout Europe in the 14th century CE, estimated to have killed between 30% and 60% of the continent's population. The disease causes black bruising, gangrene, and death. It swept the country and, all told, is believed to have killed a third of Britain's population. Not knowing the cause of the illness, the people fell to worry and confusion and concluded that it was a poison attack. Back then, the facility beneath this graveyard was a prison for those accused of using poison, who were later killed here. The facility was later expunged from all records by the government as a stain on the nation's history and meant to be forgotten.
But Isaac set his eyes on it and had it modified to become his secret laboratory.
Ugh, I mean,
it might be a convenient place to work, but how could you set up shop here? It's way too creepy. Oh, that's just my personal opinion on the matter, you know.
It's all right. I was thinking the same thing. Isaac says in the notes we recovered, many were killed here, a tragedy entirely caused by doubt, confusion, and ignorance. It is in this place that I shall start anew. All of humanity's hopes and ambitions will begin here. That's what he wrote. He probably had some reasons of his own for choosing this location. Doubt and confusion, the origins of tragedy. People feel doubt and confusion as a fundamental part of their lives. As long as people remain people, tragedies such as this will likely never cease. I look down at the ground. His words remind me of my own past. Hey, everyone! I found it!
I was a little too gay for Lupin's voice.
Everyone! Lupin had been searching a ways away from us when he suddenly calls out. Oh, we're almost at time. We run towards him, and we see that one of the tombstones has been moved to reveal a long staircase. You're just moving tombstones, you weirdo? This is quite a narrow entrance. It must have been something of an ordeal to carry in all the laboratory equipment. Maybe there's a separate secret entrance for that somewhere else.
We aren't going to learn anything if we don't go in. Let's move.
Spacey, are you ready? Yes. There may be some traps, so I'll lead the way. Let's line up so that Our Lady here's in the middle. With this, Lupin takes a step into the darkness. I was going to end this part here. I was like, dun, dun, dun. But actually, wait. He finds a switch to return the tombstone to its original position and closes the entrance behind us. This is the perfect place to stop. So I am going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Have I mentioned how much I love this fucking game? Yeah, anyway. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more. Bye.